All right. Good morning, good afternoon, maybe good evening. Please feel free to chat in. Let me know that you hear us all right. And yeah, I'll even flip the camera on right now. Let's get this thing going. Welcome, everybody. My name is Don Kaufman. We're going to start here momentarily. I'm just making sure everybody's tuned in, turned on. You hear us all right? You see us all right? Yeah, good. And feel free, again, chat in where you might be joining us from today. So fantastic. And just kind of curious, city, state, country. We get people that literally join us from all over the world in these, and it's kind of cool to kind of have that discussion. So fantastic. So all right, excellent. So welcome. Uh, nice. I actually know that area of. I do know Western New York. I've lived. I've lived a lot of different places, but I grew up on in Long Island. So on Long Island, in Long Island, I don't know. Okay, I don't have the accent though anymore. I've been out of there long enough. So again, welcome everybody. As I said, my name is Don Kaufman. We're starting here momentarily. By the way, I am broadcasting live. I'm in Paradise Valley in Arizona. It's like a little town inside of Scottsdale, which this happens to be right now. If you guys are unfamiliar with kind of Scottsdale and Arizona, this time of the year, first of all, it's pouring rain outside, which doesn't do here very often. But this time of the year, Arizona kind of comes be like, almost like the center of everything. There's the biggest car auction in the world here, car auctions. There's obviously the biggest golfing event in the world that'll be here 2 weeks from now. And it just goes from there. And then spring training kicks off, and the pitchers and catchers report in. And then we have Final Four coming up. It's crazy here right now. So again, I'm just back for like the next maybe a few weeks. So I live now in the U.S. Virgin Islands. We still maintain a residence though here in Arizona. Kind of go back and forth a little bit. It's not half bad, but it's pouring rain here, which you don't see very often in the desert. It's kind of cool. Um, yeah. No, I'm not in the Caribbean right now, which it's perfect there this time of the year too. So welcome everybody. Again, as I said, my name is Don Kaufman. This is a TheoTRADE presentation. Ultima alert. As I was saying, been to Dallas. I spent ample time in Dallas. Actually, I'll mention a little bit about me, but before I get into it, there's a few informalities. First of all, no matter what city you're probably in, I've spent time there. For 15 years, I ran divisions of both thinkorswim, which you'll see the thinkorswim platform here, right? So I'll bring up the thinkorswim platform. I trade pretty extensively on Tasty as well. But for 15 years, I ran divisions of thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, and we had offices everywhere, and those kind of fell into into my org chart. So yeah, I've spent ample time in again almost every major city. I can actually name restaurants, roads, you name it. I've spent my time over there. Anyway, yeah, feel free to chime in again where you guys are joining us from. I'm just always curious, right? Nobody here in the frozen tundra. Okay. Yeah, actually, Janine, at one point we took over that division as well. So absolutely, and ended up that was in 2007. I spent a lot of time in Salt Lake City, Utah, at that time too. So cool. Nice. Bee Cave, Texas. All right, you got me, man. I've never been there. Bee Cave, Texas. Nope, I have never been there before. Okay, frozen tundra here in Chicago. A lot of our guys are actually located there. I actually had a great trader friend that was just in Sedona yesterday. I drove to Sedona and back, and they're actually staying down the street from us here. All right, let's get into it. So, welcome everybody. The informalities. The first question I always get here today: is this live? Yes, it is live. I just people always ask that. Am I watching or recording? No, it's live. I like to do this during the trading session. And I like to do it during the trading session. It's more dynamic. Although today is not exactly a dynamic trading day, it's a perfect day, though, to do this session because it is rather docile in the marketplace. Excuse me. The next question that I always get is, can I ask questions? And the answer is yes. If you see me looking around my screens a little bit and not looking directly at the camera, it's simply because I'm reading your commentary, which is on a monitor over here. I've got a monitor over here, 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 here. I am using 6 monitors. You don't need 6 monitors to trade, but I do have on trading, I have 3 screens of trading, and then I have 3 screens to kind of run the presentation here a little bit. Anyway, let's get to it. So you can ask questions, and I am more than happy to respond to either while live. We'll type responses in. We've got all kinds of support staff on here. More than happy to walk you through anything that you're going to need on here. Even if the question is, out of left field, it's okay. That's what we're in here for. We'll be able to answer those for you. So let's get started with today's presentation. Ultima alert. Again, as I was saying, you are watching a TheoTRADE presentation, and Ultima alert is a high probability income generator. Again, my name is Don Kaufman. Risk disclosure, we are not financial advisors nor a broker dealer. And I always preface this conversation because I did spend the better part of 15 years in the brokerage side of the business, which I'll explain here in just a few minutes. A couple of housekeeping items. One aspect is, look, I'm going to cover a huge amount today. I mean, a huge amount. If it's okay with you guys, I'm probably going to go upwards of about 90 minutes today. Don't worry. You are going to be filled with information throughout the course of today's presentation. Look, as I said, it's a packed, presentation. This is a skill set. Shut the door. Turn off, Facebook and close Facebook and finish Facebook. Put your phones on silent mode. Definitely kick out the kids. The dog can stay. Look, this is a pretty detailed skill set, and I'm actually going to drop into almost immediately here some pretty hardcore education. So you took the time to be here. I'm telling you, focus on being here, because I'm going to show you how you can generate returns like IWM, 62%, QQQ, 49%, SPY, which we're going to talk about here in a moment, 50% returns. And you'll see these exact trades here in a minute. Additionally, we will provide to you an indicator today that has literally changed the way that we view markets, okay? It's a $500 value. We give it to you because, first of all, I mention this indicator just incessantly, okay? It's the expected move, or more specifically, the auto expected move indicator. As I said, it's an indicator that's literally, it's just changed the way that we view markets. And you're like, well, what can be so special about it? Screenshots just don't do it for me. So rather than use a screenshot, I'm going to explain it, okay, by going to a live trading application. This is Apple. This is auto expected moves applied to Apple. And what the indicator is showing you, okay, and I'm going to use my my little drawing tool over here. What this indicator is showing you, and I'm going to highlight, this is where the week started. This is the upper edge and lower edge. What these lines are, this is not some technical indicator. It's not a technical indicator. It's not like a magical mythical beast of a 618 like a Fibonacci or a moving average. It's the options marketplace handicapping forward risk. So if you've ever looked at an options chain, people look at options chain very differently, right? They look at an option chain 3 days out and it says Apple is supposed to move $3 higher or lower. And you go, oh, okay, but is that going to be right? Oh yeah, there's billions and billions of dollars being traded on it. Look, okay, how uniform, almost perfect Apple actually hits that. Now, there's times it exceeds it, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But this is an indicator that we provide to you, okay, today. It's a $500 value. Stay with me right until the end of this webcast, and we will provide you a link specifically to the auto expected move indicator. Again, stay with me right to the end of the webcast. I'll provide you a link to it, because the auto expected move indicator helps me find winning trades like SPY 60%, SPY 50%, the QQQ 64%, the QQQ 52%. As I said, I will show you these specific trades, more winning trades. Qs 50%, Qs 51%, TLT 53%, spiders 50%. All right. Again, all of these trades will be detailed. These exact trades will be detailed. This is why you're here. Today, we're going to discover in detail, okay, Ultima trades. And the first thing I like to say off the bat is Ultima. It doesn't mean ultimate. You're going to learn exactly what Ultima is today and why it's so ideal for the current market environment, so you could potentially generate monthly returns. You're going to learn a trading symbol here just moments from now, okay, that professionals use on a daily basis to create Ultima trades, okay? Number 3 here, critical. How and where you can find edge as a retail trader. That's something that most people don't discuss. When I talk about edge, again, we're not talking about like a MACD or a Fibonacci or a Bollinger Band. I'm going to show you something that is, okay, mathematically repeatable strategy, okay, that gives you edge in this business. Number 4, reap the benefits of high probability trades while learning, okay, little known secrets not to take large losses. So high probability trades, risk mitigation. Okay. And number 5 here is you're going to find out what to trade. And when I say what to trade, I say what products make the most viable candidates. What to trade. What do you trade? I want to trade Tesla, man. But is that viable, or is it a recipe for disaster? We're going to cover exactly that. Now, here's what you do not need to bring to the table. And I always like to put this up front, okay? Because I feel like through this presentation, people kind of fight me a little bit. Look, you do not need a large trading account. I'm going to say it again. You do not need a large trading account. You can have $2,000. I will discuss margin extensively here. You're not going to have a lot of time, okay? I'm going to show you how you can do these trades, okay, through any mobile device. Apologize here as I have my phone plugged in off the side of the screen over there, but I'm going to show you how to do these off of your phone. So you can get literally like, you know, an alert, execute immediately. Okay. You're not going to have a huge amount of trading experience. We can get you up and running from 0 to your first trade. It'll take a few hours, but that's it. It's not like this massive, you know, skill set that you're going to have to learn, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. And as I said, you're not going to need a lot of margin. You notice I put that in there twice. An account with $2,000. I can show you to do trades with very, very nominal amounts of margin, okay? Technical knowledge, you're not going to have to be a tech geek here, okay? In terms of being isolated, we have an incredibly supportive community, right? Where you can actually talk to myself, okay? Other Theo traders, okay? Some of our instructors. And by the way, here at TheoTRADE, we are not just a one-trick pony. It's not just myself, Don Kaufman. You know, we have Brandon Chapman and Corey Rosenblum and Jeff Bierman. You're like, I don't really know those names. Jeff Bierman, just to give you an idea, he's a professor of finance at Loyola. He's also the guy that built over half the studies of the thinkorswim charts. I mean, he's the father of thinkorswim charts, which is hailed as like, you know, one of the greatest trading applications. He's on our staff here, okay? Look, there's no hidden fees or high commissions. The cost of trading now has come down dramatically. And we're also going to talk about risk mitigation. Here at TheoTRADE, we are incredibly risk averse. All right, here's a bit about me. I'm just going to give you the nickel tour. Look, I watched order flow for 15 years. And in very large part, that's kind of what brought me here. When I talk about like watching order flow, people have no idea what that means. And I start with that, okay? Oh, I like that. Somebody mentioned Blake Young. Okay. By the way, we have Blake Young, we have Brandon Chapman, and you might know some of those names. Yeah, Blake is actually he's been a buddy of mine for 20 years. Everybody here at TheoTRADE, I've known for 15, like 20 years. Our newest guy, which is Diane Pioche, is I've only known him now about like 4 years. Maybe 4 years or so. So that would be the most limited time, but he's still got 15 plus years in the business. Anyway, a bit about this. When I say I watched order flow for 15 years, Okay, I'll kind of back our way into this. So I had a very long career as an executive, both at thinkorswim and at TD Ameritrade. Okay, prior to that, I grew up in this business. People always have a story of how they got involved in trading. I don't have no story. Like I was a taxi cab driver and then I was a trader. There's always somebody that has that. Or like I was a teacher and then I was a trader. Uh, Me, I was a trader and then I was a trader. I grew up around it. I had family that were in the business and I had a really successful family in the business. And it enticed me to look into it, and it's again, I had a family member that was a trader. Chicago Board Options Exchange in the mid 1970s started with one seat on the SIBO. He built it to over 500 seats on exchanges worldwide. If you're in the Chicago area, everybody's heard of the firm. It was called O'Connor and Associates. To this very day, I mean, this happened in the 1970s, early 80s. To this day, yeah, it's 2024. It's still hailed as the greatest trading firm of its time, and pretty critical out there. Anyway, uh, it just enticed me to get involved in the late 90s. I went to Chicago. I started trading, yada, yada, yada. Short time after that, I met some traders. They started a company called thinkorswim. I jumped on with thinkorswim. I was like employee number 13 there, but I took an executive role. I was there when we took the company public in 2007. I was there when TD Ameritrade bought us. I signed a 5-year lockup clause with TD Ameritrade. I exited officially TD Ameritrade in 2015. And here's the bottom line. I ran education for all of thinkorswim. I actually built the education division of thinkorswim, which again went on to actually run TD Ameritrade's education division. And I got to see order flow at the time of 7 million clients. What order flow is, I got to see everything you did. And that's actually how we built, okay? That is literally how we built the entire education division, if you will, of TD Ameritrade. Is we looked at everybody's order flow and said what works and what doesn't. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the biggest advantages that anybody could ever have, I got to see everything you did. And there's no surprises. When I say see everything that you did, like I didn't go into your account and be like, hey, what's Mike doing today? We actually used an entire actuary division of both thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. Okay, we called them the nerdery, and the nerdery could actually break down, like I could say, subset of 200,000 traders that were active and what actually worked, which strategy were they trading that made money. And it's absolutely critical. And everything that we do here at TheoTRADE is based on that data. Okay. Again, if you ever need to get a hold of me after today, it's just support at TheoTRADE.com. As I said, it's Don Kaufman. Just put Don Kaufman in the subject. You can email me anytime. This is actually an appearance on TD Ameritrade TV. I still do, it's now known as the Charles Schwab Network. I still do appearances weekly on the Charles Schwab Network. This is CNBC. Obviously, it's one of the more memorable because they pitted me against Kevin O'Leary and I smoked him. I was actually short Apple. He was long Apple. But at the time, okay, Apple tanked. Somebody was asking about best years of trading over here. This is the cover. Okay, this is actually the cover of Investors Business Daily. It's just over a year ago. Okay, because in 2022, and that's when this cover is, okay, it was actually the best year trading since 08. So it doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bear. It's not about being bullish or bearish, it's about volatility. So best years of trading, no question. 2008 and early 2009, okay, that was my whole career. I mean, could have hung it up there and been done forever and ever. But 2022 was absolutely on fire. In fact, we'll talk about some of those returns here in just a moment. And by the way, so that was the cover of Investors Business Daily. And here's a sample of some of the trades that Investors Business Daily named me Trader of the Year in 2022 is bonds, 54% return. And obviously ES 53%, ES 55%, and bonds 64%. ES 51%. I said these exact trades. I'm going to show you those. We're going to dive in here. So look, 2022, 2022 Ultima portfolio returns, $50,000 account, 37.6% annualized return over the last 3 years. $50,000 account turned into $130,000. $130,264.27 in 3 years. Okay, so apologize. This is annualized returns in here. So let's get right down to it. Market chaos has arrived. It's not going to abate anytime soon. So one of the things that is the constant discussion: is inflation cooling? Is Fed going to continue to push the rates higher? Strong dollar, geopolitical risks. Okay, the aspect that just has come to light, and it's just time and time and time again that we're all discussing here, inflation and so forth. The interesting thing I think about markets at this point, okay, is for literally like the last 2 years. Okay, the last 2 years is markets, they got real. Okay, and when I say that markets got real, um, look, they got real, and it's game on. Embrace some of the volatility in here. Look, stock picking Reddit boards are not exactly going to cut it. In 2022 and 2023, you had actually a pretty horrendous year in 2022. 2023, the year was horrendous until like the last 8 weeks, and we spurted to the upside. But there's one reality in here, and just stock picking Reddit boards are just not going to cut it, because the performance in markets, okay, is literally coming out of a handful of stocks. Like if you look on a year-to-date basis right now, I just want to share something with you because it's interesting, because a lot of people are already talking about, like, look at the performance on a year-to-date basis. The S&Ps are up 2%. All of that movement is in like the last, couple of days. But there's a really interesting point. If you look at the financial sector, it's basically unchanged in here. If you look at the energy sector, it's down like 5%. Look around some of the sectors, okay? If you look at the utility sector, it's down 5%. Okay, you can look at sectors and so forth and quickly gauge. There's actually, once again, there's nothing moving except what? Tech. Your performance on a year-to-date basis in the S&Ps, once again, is NVIDIA. Your performance in the S&Ps, clearly, it's not Tesla. Okay, it's Meta. All right, there's some Apple involved here. It's up 5%. Little Microsoft in here. It's the same stocks. Okay, same old situation in this marketplace. Markets got real, and one of the things that you're going to be faced with is, you're kind of constantly questioning: is inflation going to cool? Are they really going to, push rates higher? Are they going to contract them at this point? Everybody's convinced that's it. Okay, they're going to contract it. All of this, okay, is just going to raise volatility, and I kind of refer to it as chaos a little bit. Okay, embrace the volatility, embrace the chaos. Look, we're going to talk about a strategy, okay, that does not rely on directional bias. You're not going to necessarily have to be like definitively accurate. And if you're looking at this, regardless of what markets do, interesting and ironically, the more volatile we get, usually our performance is going to be even better. So the more volatile we get, the more chaos there is coming into an election year. Okay, the Fed might cut this year, and I actually put questions around that too. We'll see, because if inflation picks back up, it's not going to happen. But we need to rely on something other, okay, than just right out stock picking. Okay, and we need to reduce risk while substantiating consistent monthly returns, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit about Ultima trades. Okay, first of all, skew. I actually want to bring up skew. Some of you are familiar with this. How many people here are actually familiar with skew? I'm just curious in here. Y equals yes, N equals no. When I say you're familiar with skew, okay? Some people understand it, some people don't. It's okay. For those of you that don't know, it's under symbol SKEW. If you pull it up, it's not going to show anything but dots on the screen. So you got to come in here. I'm going to snap this to like a 5 chart. In fact, I'll even put it to a max chart. One of the things that's very apparent, and again, you don't have to be like a market technician. I'm just using the chart for the hell of it. One of the things that's really critical, skew right now, it's basically at historic highs. It's historic highs. It's not the highest it's ever been, but it's definitely, very close to historic highs, and maintaining some of those historic highs in here. What skew basically does, okay, what skew does, and where it can be incredibly, incredibly advantageous for you. Skew, okay, can actually help in significantly more options premium. So regardless if there's higher implied volatility or not, skew can actually help dramatically in increasing options premium. And what's interesting about this year so far, volatility like VIX. How many people here are familiar with VIX? Some people might know VIX, right? The S&P 500 volatility index. VIX is low, but the skew is incredibly high, which is an incredibly good mix because you're like, is docile, but you can actually make a ton of money. Ultima trades, okay? Ultima. Ultima is not ultimate. And I just want to make that clear because people are like, it's ultimate, but it's actually not. What Ultima is, okay? Ultima is what we term a derivative of volatility. I'm going to show you exactly what it is, okay? Because Ultima is the edge in the trade. It's not ultimate. It's the volatility, the volatility, the volatility. Do you have to know what that is? Absolutely not, but you're going to in a minute. It's designed to sell options premium while reducing risk. Okay, look, learning to sell options. People have heard through the grapevine, selling options is a way to make money. How many people have actually heard that? Okay, seriously, how many people have heard that? Anybody? How many people have heard that? Selling options is a great way to make money. And people, look, it is. But if you've experimented with it, you're going to know full well. You make money, make money, make money, make money, make money. Then what happens? You get hit by a Mack truck and you're like, no, bad animal, bad. It's brutal. People make money pretty consistently in trading options and specifically selling options. And then they give it all back at one time. And that's exactly, okay, I love it. Somebody came in here. Your description was my experience. I got to see your account for 15 years. You know, one thing I want to remind everybody. So I spent like 3 years in the professional trading world. Then I spent 15 years in the brokerage world, which we all traded for ourselves at thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. And then, okay, I've been, we built TheoTRADE and launched it in 2015. I had most of the year off. Then we built TheoTRADE, launched it in 2016. We've been here, with retail clientele. We understand, okay, the retail side of the business. You're not going to tell anything to me that's going to shock me. Oh, I'm shocked. Oh, I've seen everything. Okay, it's like like a doctor, but for trading, because I've seen everything. Because in the end, when the crap really hit the fan, what do you think would see the account? They just send it to me. I sat on the risk management committee, okay, for 12 of my 15 years. The risk management committee of like TD Ameritrade, okay, you get to see like people's $100 million accounts, okay, and they never send you anything good. They just send you like the most horrifying things you've ever seen. It's lovely. It's lovely. Look, if you've experimented with selling options, you know full well there's risk. But what we're going to do today, separate myth from real risk, fact from fiction. I'm going to show you the right way, okay, to sell options. Now, do not panic because people immediately hear the word options and they go, oh, he said the O word. He said the O word. Yes, I said the O word. I said options. Maybe you know nothing about options. That's fine for today's session. Okay. Look, if you're brand new to this, okay, if you're brand new to this and you've never traded an option in your life, grasp big concepts, big, meaning that you just want to grab like big broad strokes of logic, a little bit about probability, a little bit about risk, and you're good. Okay. For those of you that are more experienced, I don't want you to think, for those of you that are experienced, I don't want you to think this is totally for novices, right? We're going to go from one end of the extreme to the other. And for those of you that are brand new, okay, hold on to your seats tight when I get to the extreme stuff. Okay. You should feel like you're in the deep end of the pool a little bit today. But then at other times, you're like, oh no, I totally get it. So again, this presentation is much geared for both sides of that spectrum. Look, newsflash as well. Selling premium can be done in small accounts. I just keep stressing that because people are going to fight me. Okay, you can even do this in retirement accounts. I will show you precisely how. Let's dive right in. There's a lot of facets for selling premium. Okay, selling premium. People talk about like selling premium and so forth. There is a lot of terminology. When I say selling premium, it means selling options. There's credit spreads, there's bull call spreads and bear call spreads and bull put spreads and bear put spreads. Okay, and short call spreads and short put spreads. And there's delta neutral trading and there's iron condors and there's mambo combos and there's conversions and reversals and boxes and jelly rolls. Oh my! Look, all of it is premium selling. And premium selling can be both bullish or bearish. Generally speaking, we're going to call this market neutral. Okay, market neutral, right? All right, moving on here. How our members are doing. TheoTRADE, a place with a comprehensive set of resources to study and exceptional instructors, beginning with Don Kaufman. I have a PhD in quantitative economics. I've learned more about the markets and the economy from listening to Don K, okay, when the Fed spoke than from many of my graduate studies. All right, so onward from there. A long journey with TheoTRADE, highly recommend. Been a member of Theo, I think for about 5 years, okay, where I had to unlearn, okay, what I had learned in order to learn from real traders. All right, fantastic. Next, probability and profitability. So I want to jump right into this. Your trading is based on probability. So we can create trades all day long with a 90% probability of success and still lose money. So there's one thing I want you guys to focus on for a second, okay? Even those of you that are brand new. People say all the time, okay, I'm right 90% of the time. What if I told you that being right 90% of the time does nothing for you? Because people think about track records. Somebody already asked me about track records in here, okay? You know, how often are you right? Over 95% of the time. That does not necessarily translate. Probability alone does not make you profitable. Remember that. As I said, I want to separate fact from fiction and myth from real risk. Probability alone does not make you profitable. Markets are always a trade-off. Higher probability, higher risk. You could be right 90, 95% of the time. You could still lose money, but where can you find edge? That's what we're here for, right? Good. Let's get into it. I'm going to jump right forward. Okay. Discovering probability and premium selling tactics. Now, I always use, okay, a very standardized, if you will, example to begin with. First of all, here's a stock and the stock is trading at 100. What you're going to find out though is my standardized example is as real as it gets, period. I'm actually going to jump from here in my standardized example right into the live markets in a moment. Okay, and we're literally going to look at live markets if you want. We'll even do some trading. First of all, here's a $100 stock. In this first example, okay, no stock, okay? I do not own the stock. I don't want to own the stock. I don't have to own the stock. I'm just going to trade the what? Options. We're going to go out here in my first example, just to make a quick point. We're going to buy, okay, a 120 call. Now, some people have no idea what a 120 call is. That's okay. We're going to pay exactly $1 for it, and it's going to be good, okay, for 3 months. Time out. For those of you that have never traded an option, okay, here is your introduction to options. By the way, those of you that have traded, okay, you better pay attention because this is going to go quick. And I say it's going to go quick. We're going to go from like, you never traded an option to, holy crap, I've never seen that before, like that. I don't care if you've traded 20 years. I'm dead serious. We're going to go from, I've never traded to, holy crap, I've never seen that before. You ready? Okay. I'm only going out 3 months. Calm down with your leaps. I'm not leaping anywhere. Long-term equity anticipation securities. Anyway, I'm going to buy a 120 call. I'm going to buy a 120 call. For those of you that have no idea what a 120 call is, a 120 call gives me the right, not the obligation, to buy stock at 120. Do I really want to buy stock at 120? No! So why do I actually buy a 120 call? Because I want the right to buy the stock at 120. You know why I buy a 120 call? Because I do not have $100 per share in my account. So you buy a 120 call, you pay $1 for it. Now, okay, for those of you who are not aware, the stock is trading at 100, which is here. You need it here. You know that that's really, really far, right? Okay, that's like a 20% move to the upside just to even get close. Now, can you make money on this trade? You can. But probability is not with you. Why? Because I want you to think about how far the stock has to go. Okay, don't look at this like he's buying a 120 call. Here's the problem with this. If you buy a 120 call, you got to be right. You're like, oh yeah, that's actually a great point. How often do you have to be right? You got to be just right. You just got to hit it out of the park. Forget about like how often you have to be right, because that's what people constantly, what's the probability of being right? Who cares? Okay, you got to knock the cover off the ball. You need a stock to go from 100 to 120 just to be able to break even. Look, you have the right to buy the stock at 120. Right now, the stock's trading at 100. Who wants to buy the stock at 120 when the stock is trading at 100? Nobody. So why do you want a 120 call? Because you're buying a wing and a prayer. You're buying a low probability shot here. A 120 call has almost no chance of making money. So why do you pay a dollar for it? What if the stock flies? What if the stock goes from 100 and soars all the way to 130? So the stock jumps from 100, jumps to 130. Ooh, you have a 120 call. Let me ask you, what does a 120 call give you the right to do? It gives you the right to buy the stock at 120. Can you buy the stock at 120? Yes, you could buy the stock at 120, sell it in the open market for 130. And how much would you make? Okay. I don't know how much you make on the trade. If you buy stock at 120 and sell the stock at 130, how much do you make? You make $10. $10, right? You make $10 minus the buck you paid for it, so you'd make $9. But time out. Okay. You have the right to buy the stock at 120. Can you buy the stock at 120? Yes, we already covered that. Do you have to buy the stock at 120? No, you do not. You can just sell the call. Look, the thing that I want to tell you about options, people don't buy options because they really want to buy the stock. People trade options because they don't want to trade the stock. They just buy the option and then sell the option. And people go, well, who's going to buy it from me? It's a market maker. That's what market makers do. And market makers are paid, okay, tens of billions of dollars a year to make markets. When I say make markets, what does that mean? On a 120 call, if you want to buy it, there's a market. You want to sell it, there's a market. Always a market. Market makers make that market. Why? Because they get paid fractions of a penny in the middle. And they do it millions and millions of times a day. And then you ended up owning small islands in southern Florida and living on them, okay, next door to, other billionaires like Bezos. Not even joking about that, because that's exactly what has happened. So in fairness, Ken Griffin doesn't actually live on the same island. What's it called? Indian Springs? He lives right up the street, okay, because he bought like dozens and dozens of acres. The property alone was like $1 billion. Anyway, that's the 120 call. Time out! We're going to look at the exact opposite. In options trading, buyers have rights, okay, but you can also be a seller. You can sell yourself into an obligation. You're like, that doesn't sound good. Let's actually talk about this. We're going to go out now and we're going to sell a 120 call, okay, and we're going to sell it, and we're going to sell it for exactly $1. Now, again, I'm going to make this, it's the same exact trade. Okay, I'm going to make it for 3 months. I'm going to take it down here. I just want everybody to see it. We're going to sell a 120 call, and we're literally going to collect $1, and it's what we term credit. Time out. I sell a 120 call. The first thing that people kind of fight me with is go, whoa, 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 cowboy. How can you sell something you never owned? First of all, do I own the stock? Do I own stock? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do I own the stock? Do I own the stock? No, nobody's answering. There's a lot of people on today. Nobody's answering. I do not. Okay. Do I want to own the stock? I do not. Okay. If I sold a 120 call, first of all, forget about margin. Some of you guys actually get this and you go, that would tie up a huge amount of margin. No, bad animal. You're getting ahead of yourself. It will not tie up a huge amount of margin. I'll show you how to get around margin. I know the little wheels are spinning right now. Okay, but I'll show you exactly how to get around margin. Okay, so we're going out there and we're selling a 120 call. I'm selling myself into an obligation. Okay, anyway, I sell a 120 call. When I say I'm selling myself into an obligation, if I sell a 120 call, I'm now obligated to give somebody my stock at 120. You go, but you said you don't own any stock. I don't. I don't. That's the cool part. So I'm selling into the 120 call. Now, what could happen here? Well, let's first of all, if I sell a 120 call, okay, if I sell a 120 call, what, pray tell, okay, can I collect? What's the most I can possibly make? Because if I sell something for $1, what's the most I can make? $1. Can I make more than $1? No. If you sell something for $1, nobody's going to come back a week later and go, that was the best call you ever sold me. Here's another $1. It doesn't work that way. If you sell something for $1, it's over. It's $1. Okay, $1, $1, $1. So I sell the thing for $1. Okay. Now, let's say that you're actually in this trade. 3 months of time. Now, you're going to have to sit there for what? For 3 months. 3 months to make how much? $1. You're like, oh, you sound so defeated already. You're like, I am not sitting listening to you for an hour to learn how to make $1. You're not. And I'm actually going to show you how to make a lot more than that, but I need you. To understand this concept before I can move on. So if the stock stays flat, what happens? I keep $1. If the stock goes anywhere down, what happens? Well, who wants the right to buy the stock at 120 when the stock is trading, for instance, at 90? Nobody. So this expires. Okay. If the stock rallies up, let's get crazy. Let's say the stock goes to 105. What happens? It still expires. I make $1. If the stock goes to even to like 110, okay, what happens? I wet myself, but I still make $1. You realize even if the stock goes to 120, nobody wants the right to buy the stock at 120 if the stock is trading at 120. So I still make the $1. It's a very, very high probability trade. How can I lose money on here? If the stock goes from 100 and jumps to 130, if the stock jumps to 130, you're like, oh, ooh, Now I'll show you how to mitigate or control risk on this. But for right now, okay, I want you to understand something. If the stock goes to 130, somebody, okay, can take stock from you at 120. You go, I don't even have stock, right? You don't have stock. You would have to go out and buy the stock at 130 to give somebody stock at 120. And you would lose $10, minus, of course, the dollar you collected. But all I want you to see, okay, is that I have the capacity. All I want you to see at this point, you have the capacity to go out there and to sell what? You have the capacity to sell a 120, again, 120 call. And in doing so for a period of 3 months, okay, yeah, you've got obligations. You're obligated to give somebody your stock at 120. But I want you to see it's high probability. In fact, how high do you think the probability in this trade might be? Anybody? You take a shot. Put a number in there. I don't care. How high do you think the probability of making money in this trade is? Okay. I mean, I know it's high, okay, because we're going to talk about it. It's pretty good. People are actually giving me a market on it. 98%, 85%, 90%. In this trade, almost unequivocally, given that it's 3 months and so forth, it probably is right around a 90% probability. Okay. I think I'm ballparking it. It's about 90% probability. Now, I'm going to say timeout. Okay. One of the first things I want you to see is this. You're looking at this and go, why are you selling options so far out in time? You may have noticed in my example, I went out a few months, 3 months. Typically, when people are taught to sell options, okay, they're taught to sell shorter dated options. People, listen to me carefully. As I said, we go from like the absolute basics into like, holy crap, I've never seen that before. That's why you're actually tuning into the webcast. What we do here at TheoTRADE that differentiates us is criteria. We're not here. Okay. People always talk about like strategy this and strategy that. People, listen to me. Okay. Options. I just want to make a quick point over here. Options, we all agree that have been around a long time, right? Both calls and puts, they've been around since the mid 1970s, legally listed since the 70s. You realize you have calls and you have puts, right? You can buy them and you can sell them. That's it. Everything from there, okay, is criteria. And you go, what's criteria? It's knowing the right options to trade. Like people go, you gotta know the right strategy. Really? Okay, you can call it anything. You can call it a mambo combo. You can call it an iron condor. What's an iron condor? I sold some crap here. I sold some crap here. I bought some crap here, and I bought some crap here. Turns out the whole thing is crap, but it's called an iron condor. Works for me. It's all about criteria. Okay. This is a decay graph. Everybody that's traded has seen a decay graph. If you haven't, it basically means the closer you come to expiration, the faster we're going to decay. Everybody's seen that, yeah? No? Okay. If you've never seen it before, right? Fantastic. But I'm going to tell you something. What if everything you knew about decay was wrong? What if everything that you've taught, because for, I don't know, okay, look, I've seen this decay graph too. I've been trading. I grew up around trading, as I said, but I've been trading actively in the markets, okay, on the market making side, starting in 1998. I got to Chicago a couple of weeks before the fall of long-term capital management. I was born into volatility. Pretty crazy. I've seen this decay graph, 10,000 times. And what if everything you knew about decay was actually inaccurate? Now we're ready to start to talk about Ultima, because what Ultima really is, it's taking advantage of a rapid decay that people don't even know that it exists. We're going to go in and we're going to use the spiders. By the way, the spiders, they go higher, they go lower, they go lower, they go higher. Let's go into the spiders and let's actually talk about the options chain. Okay, so into the options we go. Okay, in my first example, I'm going to go out 115 days. Why? Because I told you I wanted to torture you a little bit. Like we're talking, why so far out in time? I'm going to tell you why so far out in time in a minute. We're going to go out 115 days, and I'm just going to, just bear with me. I'm going to find something trading right at about $1. Boom. Done. Okay. Why am I doing that? Because as I said earlier, I want to give you an example, okay, that's real. So here we are in the spiders. By the way, for those of you that do not know, the spiders is one of the most prolific products ever designed. The product, and when I say product, the spiders, this is today, they've already traded almost 4 million contracts. That you can't make that crap up right there. It's traded 3.8 million contracts. There's nothing else in this business that comes close to the number of contracts the spiders trade. The spiders trade, okay, 10, 12, even 15 million contracts every single day. Actually, last Friday, I think they were good for 17 million contracts. Sick how many people trade these things. Crazy size. So we're going to go out 115 days, and I'm going to sell an option, okay, which I already highlighted here. I just found something trading around $1 because I wanted to make our example easy. So for the first example, I'm just going to write it up here. Okay. I'm going to go out and I'm going to sell, okay, a 17th of May. This is a 530 call, and I'm going to sell it for $1.07. Okay. And that's a credit, $1.07 credit. Be okay with that? Just trying to make sure everybody can see that. $1.07 credit. By the way, can I really sell this for $1.07? Anybody? Can I sell this for $1.07? Okay, the market's 106, 108. Can I sell it for $1.07? You tell me. What do you think? Okay, let's try. Let's go in here and actually put the market in at $1.07. By the way, we don't do no stinking paper trading. If the market's 106, 107, and I go out here with the 107 offer, they either have to fill me or represent me. That basically means fill or represent. They filled it immediately. Okay. I'm going to come in here. That's $1.07. Okay. You can see it. I'm going to come in here, create a duplicate order. I'm going to dupe the order and actually work one at $1.08. Okay. So I'm working at $1.08. What that basically means is now I am the offer. Okay. And you can actually see Captain One Lot rides again. So I'm that one lot sitting out over here. Captain One Lot. Anyway, so now that I've filled for $1.07. Just to make sure. Now what do? I do absolutely nothing. Okay. I want to fast forward exactly 30 days because all factors being equal, okay, all factors being equal, I know that the marketplace can move higher. I know that the marketplace can move lower, but assume that the market stayed flat. Why? I want to show you how fast this option is going to decay. Again, I want to show you how fast that option is going to decay. Okay, what you're coming here and you're spending 90 minutes with me here at TheoTRADE doing, okay, is exploring. It's the simplicity of this. Simplicity of it is I'm 115 days out. Nobody even thought to sell options that far out in time. Why? The decay rate is freaking phenomenal. But it's not the kind of decay that you're used to. Okay. All right. You're not, okay, the kind of, this is just not, something that people are used to. And again, they're so familiar with the decay graph. But if everything you've learned in here is degree of inaccuracy, okay, you got another thing coming to you. So what we're going to do, I'm going to close up the 115-day expiration, and I'm going to open the 87-day expiration. Okay. And you go, well, why? Why are you doing that? Because what's the difference between 115 days and 87 days? You tell me, what's the difference? What is it? It's about a month. Okay. It's about a month. It's about a February month, but it's a month, right? Actually, February this year is what, 29 days? So this is what, 28 days? Here's the kicker. If you wanted to see, okay, and this is the part that's confusing to people. If you want to see what a 530 call, what is a 530 call? Okay, it's the right to buy the stock at 530. Where's the stock currently trading? 483. So I'm way out. I'm in the nosebleed section, right? I mean, I'm trading a 530 market. Has the market ever been to 530? No, not even close. We're basically at the highs right now. So selling a 530 is just, again, you're literally selling nosebleed tickets right now. Okay. I mean, you're selling tailgating tickets in the parking lot. That's how far out you are, because the market's trading at 483. Right. You're almost $50 away from where the spiders would have to rally. Okay. 10%. Okay. Just to come up to this. We're not going to hold the position that long. I'm going to hold the position for, let's say, 28 days. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this 530 call, which I just sold for $1.07. I sold the 530 call for $1.07. Now I'm going to look at the same exact 530 call, but I'm going to fast forward exactly 28 days. Okay. By looking at the 87-day option, we're getting a glimpse into the future of this. Okay, exactly 28 days from now, assuming all factors being held equal, because I want to show you what decay does. Okay, exactly 28 days from now, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to buy my 17th of May 530 call. I'm going to buy it back for 46 cents. What do I make on the trade? Okay, let's just round after commissions and everything. You're making 60 cents on the trade. Okay, you can make, what is that? It's about a 55% return, okay, in 28 days. It's a 55, it's actually 56. It's a 56% return in 28 days on your money for doing what? Okay, and look, I just sold another one. It's a 55% return, 28 days on your money for doing what? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing in here. All I did was went out, okay, and sold an option with 115 days out, bought it back 30 days. You go, what if we rallied? Don't worry about that yet, because I'm actually going to show you exactly what if we rallied, what if we sold off, what if, okay? There's exercise assignment, the expiration's coming, right? Okay, a lot of questions come up over here. This is what you first need to focus on. Now, let me ask you something. Is that a good return for 28 days? Is that a good return for 28 days for basically doing nothing? Okay, it's spectacular. And then I ask people constantly, how come you're not doing this right now? They go, no idea. There's no trick to it. You just had to know where edge had existed. There was a dramatic shift. Okay, the onset of COVID in 2020, okay, dramatically shifted markets. At the same time, we started getting all the zero expiration stuff. They basically added all these options that expire, okay? And everybody, it's almost like forgot about the stuff that's 3 months out. And I'm telling you, you and me, we're retail. Retail basically means we're mom and pop that sit at home behind our screen. This is our market. This is our edge. Okay, our edge, you don't stand a chance trading fast-paced stuff. Just don't trade. You just can't stand a chance in there. It's too fast. Everybody's faster than you. Every professional, every market maker, they have high frequency stuff. You should be out here 115 days. Okay, go out there, get a nice tan, sell something, buy it back 28 days from now, make 55%. Okay, and this won't just work in spiders. It's going to work in a lot of different stuff. And I can show you that. Okay. And again, somebody already asked, like, great question, to make $10,000 a month. We can talk about all of that. We're getting ahead of ourselves because we need, right? By the way, somebody said, can't do it. Margin account. I promise you, you can do this and you will not need a lot of capital. Okay. In fact, it's one of the next things I'm going to talk about. Unequivocally, you do not need a lot of capital. Okay, if you have $2,000 in your account, you can do this. And you can do it in a retirement account. Okay, you can sell, okay, a call in a retirement account. There's more to it. But again, the simplicity of, I just sold something, okay, and now I do nothing. And I do want to show you again, can you do this in other products? And of course you can. Let's go over to the QQQ. I know the QQQ is the Nasdaq, but when I started the presentation today, I said QQQ 50%, SPY 60%, ES 60%. I was showing you the trades. This is what they're based on. Look, let's go 115 days out. Here's 115 days out, and it's the Qs. Okay. And if you really want to see, look, well, I know these are kind of funky, so I apologize. Here, we'll use these 480s. Okay. If I sold the 480s, okay, I could sell them right now, those 480s, and I could sell them for what? $1.30. Now those have what? Those are the 17th of May. Okay. Hold on a second. I could sell them for those 480s. Close that up. Hopefully these have the 480s in them. Come right back in here to these 480s. All right. There we are. Okay. Exactly 28 days from now, that same option is trading for like 58 cents. Okay. That ain't bad. It's over 50%. It's greater than 50%. Okay. After you learn conceptually what I'm doing, first of all, okay, don't run out and try to start selling options out here because you got to learn the nuts and bolts behind this. Okay. But after you learn this, you literally, people throw their hands up. Why the hell am I not doing this right now? Okay, how come nobody else is? We've been teaching this exact since, okay, this exact concept. Ultima has been around now since just after COVID. I mean, we went big time live in the portfolios, okay? And again, we were showing you a 3-year return earlier on that. And the combined return is, over, 30 odd percent. And again, I'll show you the exact statistics of all the portfolios there. Since 2021, we have track records for 2021, 2022, 2023, and obviously we're still trading it right now. Okay. But what you need to learn, okay, is this. Once you've seen that, okay, and you're like, oh, the decay graph does not apply here. Does not apply here. Okay. You got to learn, first of all, how to lower some of the margin. I'm going to come to that here momentarily. Okay. But you also have to learn what this is really about. Okay. So you learn to go out and to make 50+% in 28 days. Then, okay, it's all about volume. You got to press the accelerator. It's like, here, I have a water bottle in my hand. I know it's weird because I have like a little green screen thing behind me, but I have a water bottle in my hand. Okay. I can go out and I can actually sell this. I can sell this on the street right now. I can sell this on the street for $1. Okay. I can go out and buy them in bulk, put some colored water in it. By the time I'm done, I can make 50%. What's the key then to making money off of selling bottles of water? And the answer is going to be volume. It's always going to be volume. Like in every business that you're involved in, okay, the business, it's not just about like, I learned a strategy and I just do it gigantic. Okay. We're going to go out and we have to create volume behind the strategy, meaning that I got to go out and I got to put on a couple of these things, right? I don't just go out and sell one thing and do it huge. That's a mistake that a lot of people make. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And again, okay, I'm going to show you all the ins, outs, and the cost of doing business. When I say the cost of doing business, like the cost of doing business, like what do you have to do? You have to learn. Okay. Then what do you have to do? You have to follow alerts. There's a reason we actually call this Ultima alert. Okay. But the aspect that we're going to cover, okay, is simply this. How can you do this with nominal amounts of margin? How many people want to learn to do this with almost next to no margin? Anybody? Okay. Want to learn to do this with next to no margin? Okay. You're looking at an account right now. Okay. You're looking at an account right now. And, okay, right here, this is a 3-lot sold. Okay. It's tying up only $2,700. That's not one contract. That's 3 contracts. Okay. I'm trading something called the MES, and I want to actually write it up over here. I like what somebody said. Okay. I like the idea, but maybe not by myself. That's exactly why we're here. Okay. That's exactly what we do here. So /MES. If you're unfamiliar with it, Okay. This is called the micro. What's the micro? The micro is still relatively new. The micro has only been around a total of about 3 years. And what we do in the micro, this is where we get our business done. The micro, okay, first of all, there's no day trading margin rule in here. You could trade in and out of this 10,000 times a day with even a $2,000 account. Nobody cares. But the margin in micros is also very, very nominal. Look, I'm going to go out 115 days and I'm actually going to build a trade. 115 days and build a trade of the, this is the 5,300. A moment ago, timeout. A moment ago, we traded the 530 calls. Now we're trading the 5,300. You're like, oh, scary. It's not scary, okay? Because if I sell this, I want you to see something. It ties up. There's the buying power effect. $681.82. That's the buying power. That is a normal marginable account. By the way, the account that you're presently in is a $5,000 account. I actually put myself into literally, I apologize. It's a $6,000 account now. Okay. I made money. I put myself into that $5,000 account just to make a quick point. Okay. There's nobody that can, you can do this with a $2,000 account. Okay. The margin is nominal. And you can see that. You go, but I'm not familiar with that product. Okay. You can even trade this in an IRA. The bottom line, without going into, every like nut and bolt in detail, never say that you can't do this. Everybody can now trade the strategy. That's what the micros were designed for. Okay. That's what the micros were designed for. And that's just so, so critical. All right. With that, now let's get to the dark side. You ready? This is what I call 90% probability and the 10% hammer. Okay. What, pray tell, does that mean? 90% probability and the 10% hammer. What it basically means is 90% of the time, it sounds wonderful. I mean, these trades really do. If you want to take a look, okay, these trades, as I just put the position on, like that's now a live position. I sold 2 contracts. Okay. Take a look at the probability in here. This is what they call probability out of the money. The trade has a 92% probability associated with it. A 92% probability associated with it. Okay. Good. Yeah, maybe not bad. Okay. Because when you look at this, just making sure we're good here. But when you take a look at this, right, I want you to simply see 92%. 92% sounds great. But what happens to the other like 8 or 10% of the time? Anybody? Okay. What happens the other percentage of the time? Okay. Well, the market can move against you. I don't want to diminish, the dark side of this. When you trade high probability and you're wrong, you could get hammered. This is what happens to people. Listen, okay. People make money, make money, make money, make money, make money. And then all of a sudden, damn, okay. The market's evil too. The market lets you make money, and anybody that's sold options, come forth, tell me. But anybody that's ever sold options knows this. The market's just evil enough to allow you. It actually allows you, okay, to make money like 6, 7, maybe 8 times. It waits for you, goes, come on, a little bit more, come on. Build your contract size. If you have no idea what contracts are, options trading contracts. I just traded 1 or 2 contracts. But when you get bigger and better and you start doing 20 contracts and 50 contracts, and it goes, come on, come on. And then train wreck. And you're like, oh, and then it's like your losses just wipe you out. Okay. And it's absolutely brutal. And then, of course, I put on the bottom here, it's like I can see your account. Yeah, 15 years, I could see your account. I've seen this happen so many times, ridiculous. And then after that, okay, you go, holy crap, I got killed. But you were making money that like 6 or 7 times you made money and you were so excited. So you actually go back doing the same exact thing. Everybody knows that, like, what do they call doing the exact same thing, expecting different results, okay? That is the definition of insanity. So then you actually go, but it's not insanity because I can fix it. I know I can fix it. Fix is such a dirty word. I hate when people say, don't worry, I got that. I'm a cynic. I'm a cynic because I've seen the reality of fixing trades. You know what nobody ever tells you about fixing? Fixing is taking an amalgamation of crap, putting it in a ball and going, here, it's fixed. Okay. Anytime you fix a trade, do you know that it means more capital after an already losing trade and more transaction costs? Anytime you fix a trade, okay, by definition, throws more good capital after bad. Okay. It just does. It throws more good capital after bad. There are roles that can work and so forth, but I'm going to fix this sucker. You got to throw it out like yesterday's trash. Okay. Look, we have to learn how to do this the right way because fixing trades is like driving a car off of a cliff and bringing it to a body shop. It's gone. It's dead. Let's learn how to do this the right way. Okay. Now we're going to go through this. Okay. And I promise I'm going to go slow. I'm going to be methodical, but I want you to understand something. Okay. We're going to go out and I want you to think about the water bottle business. Okay. Like I was explaining a little bit before, and there was a reason I was going that direction. You are now in the water bottle business. Your job is to sell as many of these water bottles as you possibly can. I don't care how you do it. You go out on the street, you're like, water bottle for sale, because every single time you sell a bottle of water, you know that you can buy that water in bulk, okay? And you're going to make 50% off of it. Am I right? So at that point, I want you to think business oriented. If you're the water bottle king of Arizona, you're the water bottle king of Arizona, what do you want to do? You're going to have people on like every single corner selling water bottles. Okay. You got employees. Next thing you know, you got insurance. You got OSHA breathing down your neck. The bottom line, okay. The bottom line over there, okay. And somebody's like, oh man, just get to it. Okay. Get to it. You need to understand that there's always going to be a cost to doing business. Okay. You need to be in the water bottle business. You need to forget about stock markets for a second. And you go, well, why? What do you think Amazon sellers do it? People that are really successful in Amazon, what do? Okay. It's all bulk, it's inventory. This is not the business you think it is. Everybody always teaches people it's a MACD, it's a Fibonacci, it's a Bollinger Band, and it's going to set up, and then we need to do this, and we need to do this, and the setup has to be right. You got to get in like, really? Because there's not one trading firm on the planet that exists that way. There's just not one. And I've been to all of them. Okay. There's not one that actually offers the premise of being right or wrong. There's plenty of hedge funds like that. Okay. But the trading firms, absolutely not. You're going to find out, okay, that this is an inventory management business. Okay. This is an inventory management business. What that basically means, when I talk about inventory and inventory management, the market right now, let's say it's 485. Okay. So we're going to put the market at 485, and I'm going to toggle back and forth because I want you to actually see some of this, right? So we're going to have a product called the SPY. And we're actually going to, write this up right here. Okay. We're going to go in, and we're going to trade SPY, and SPY is trading right at 485. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to sell the what? I'm going to sell a 530 call, just like I did before. I'm going to collect exactly $1. Now, time out. That's one chunk of inventory. Okay. Then I want you to look to the other side of it. Okay. If I can go out and I can sell the 530s, which I've already done, couldn't I also sell out of the money puts? And you want to see something crazy? The out of the money puts are trading for like double. Look at this. They're trading for $2. Here's the 420s. Okay. So then we're also going to go out of the money. Okay. We're going all the way down here, and we're going to sell the 420 put. And I'm going to collect on that $2. Okay. So now I've sold a call and sold a put. Why? Now, we're going to get to the risk management side in a second. Why am I selling both? Because the way that your money works, okay, if you sell a call in this business, they will tie up $682 of margin. Okay. They will sell. Okay. They will tie up $682 of margin. But did you know if you also sell a put, there will be no additional margin held? Why? Because the market can go up or the market can go down, but the market can't go both ways. So you actually get what we term risk-based margin on this, which is phenomenal. Because now, for the price of one water bottle, you're actually going to be able to trade two. Okay. You're doubling the premium you're bringing in for the exact same money being held. You realize that this is about return on capital. Okay. So I just went from like the basics of like, oh, I'm selling water bottles on a street to holy crap. Now I'm selling two water bottles and it's not tying up any more capital. Okay. Then we want to distribute our money. Okay. You don't want to like, if you're going to sell water bottles, okay, you can be on one street corner. That's not exactly like diversification though, is it? Because all you can do is that one street corner. You're going to go out before you know it, the market rallies up. Now we're going to go out and we're going to sell a 540 call. We're going to collect $1, okay, which is also going to lead us to probably sell 430 put, collect another $2. Before you know it, the market sells off big. Okay, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to sell the 520 call, collect another $1. I know I'm simplifying some of the numbers in here, but they're really it's not that simple. Like, I mean, when I say it's not that simple, it is. These are all about $1, and the puts are almost always like $2. I'm also going to sell. In this case, the market sold off pretty good. Let's go after like the 410 put, collect $2. This, and people look at this, they go, oh, I have to manage 6 things. I'm intentionally really breaking it up and so forth. Okay, you're like this, it's not complicated. I sell crap here, I sell crap here. I do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Okay, it's the water bottle business. They're just water bottles, it doesn't make a difference. So I sell some calls, I sell some puts. The cool thing is if I sell both, okay, it only holds margin on one, not both, right? Now here's the key. Eventually you're going to wake up and the market's not going to be at 485. What could happen to you? If you sell a bunch of calls and you sell a bunch of puts, what could happen to you? Anybody? What can happen? I'm serious. In this example, what could happen to you in the example? Okay. Anybody? What could happen to you in here? Let's see. The market could explode higher and the market could actually sell off. Okay. By the way, you won't like I like that. Somebody's like, oh, things can get crazy. Let's actually talk about that. One day you're going to wake up and the market's going to crash. The upside, it is what it is. Like markets could rally. There's no question markets have rallied. It's the downside though where the real risks exist. Okay. It's the downside. Like you could just get ripped apart in here. There is one thing that everybody seems to forget about the business. The business never changes. The markets, they this change and that change, they never change. Eventually you will wake up and markets will go to the proverbial bad place. Okay. Without getting into too much graphic detail, it's going into a bad place. If you're in the water bottle business, okay, I was talking about like, insurance, you got multiple employees, there's a cost of doing business in here. What's the cost of doing business? Okay. You are going to have to spend a little bit. Okay. And the little bit in here, okay, it's like your insurance policies. Enter the hedges. I'm going to make this as clean and as simple as possible. There are several hedges we can use. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. There's multiple hedges, but this is the easiest ones. The first one is an RTS, which stands for risk twist. Okay. I know I can't write over here, risk twist. The next one, this is the one I'm about to show you, a VVS, which is a VIX vol. And I'm also going to show you what's termed a gamma iron. There are 3 types of hedges that I predominantly use. I'm going to show you the VIX vol and the gamma iron. What it basically means is this. If you're going to be in the water bottle business and you want to get big, okay, you have to buy insurance, you have to have employees, you got overhead, there's always going to be expenses. And it's just, look, it's the cost of doing business. Okay. Cost of doing business these days has never been higher, not in the markets. In the stock market, it's never been lower. Cost of doing business, okay, it's like a sacrificial lamb. Look, most of the year I live on an island and I always think of myself like on the island, okay, there's goats and stuff running around. It's kind of fun. There's goats, chickens, and iguanas that just run wild over this whole island. But I always think near a neighboring island has a volcano. If I lived in the volcanic island, I would carry the goat up, throw it into the volcano. It's a sacrificial lamb. That's what my hedge is. Okay. That's what it is. Somebody was asking how many hours a day am I trading? I'm not trading hours in a day. No chance, man. I go out and sell premium. We're going to talk just about that. So I go throw the goat into the volcano, sacrificial lamb. Let me explain what a hedge is. In the context of this trade, we're going to put on one and we're going to lay in a hedge right here. Okay. And what that's going to represent, it's going to be what we term a VIX vol spread. Okay. I'm going to make this super, super easy. You ready? For those of you that know what the VIX is, the VIX is the S&P 500 volatility index, right? That's everybody knows VIX because they quote it on CNBC, right? But most people know this. If the market goes down, and I don't mean down, I mean down. If the market goes from 485 and dropped to 430, the entire world would know, okay? Goat herders would know if the market moved down that much. So the market crashes. Where does the VIX go? You tell me. Where's VIX go? So if the market goes down, and I mean down and down hard, okay, the VIX goes boom, and it explodes. Guess what? You're going to have what's called the VIX volatility spread on. And the VIX volatility spread, with the market crashing, it ignites, okay? It ignites and opens up, okay, to a huge umbrella. You know what that umbrella does? Mitigates the risk of these trades. Doesn't protect all of them, okay? But it blows up, okay? And your little tiny hedge over here, you hope to never use this hedge. You buy a little tiny chunk of insurance every couple of months and hope never to have to use it. But one day, if you need it, it's going to be there, okay? It's like a parachute. It opens up, mitigates your risk. To the upside, we use what's called a gamma iron. It's a spread that literally the market has to pass through. You have to make money before you can lose money, okay? These are your hedges. This is like, instead of having employees, instead of having insurance, instead of having overhead, certain risk mitigation tactics must be utilized 100% of the time, or you can't do this, okay? There's one thing that you learn after 15 years of me watching order flow. No one can survive a big move in markets without some degree of risk mitigation. You have to have it. People, that's actually what selling premium is. And I know I'm like scribbling all over the screen. Look, in the end, you sell some junk here, you sell some junk here, okay? And you just have this little tiny insurance policy just in case. It's the goat. It's the sacrificial goat to the volcano. It's a necessity. It's an evil necessity, but you got to do it. And I'm telling you right now, this is the stuff you want to do. This is non-directional. If we go up, everything down here makes money. If we go down, everything over here makes money. But generally speaking, this stuff is so far out of the money. You just go up and down and up and down. It could be years, okay? It could be years before you get hit. And the cost of these hedges, although it varies, okay, is a very, very small percentage, a very small percentage. People, I'm telling you, this is why I want to sell premium. Positive decay may enhance existing positions. Pride, you're providing a huge probability of success. Okay, most of the time, the trades have over about a 92%. They're actually closer to 95% probability, okay, of making money from trade to trade. You're never going to buy or sell the stock. Okay, you could be wrong on market direction. You could be dead wrong on market direction and still produce profitable trades. And I'm just telling you right now, you need this in your life. Markets, what are they? Up the last week, started off the year a little bit rocky. There's a lot of things I can tell you about the markets. The one thing that nobody's going to be able to tell you, and I mean nobody, where do you think this market's going to be at the end of the year? I'm not actually asking that. I'm telling you, I don't have a clue. Neither do you. Nobody has a clue. You've got the Fed to deal with. You have elections to deal with. You have geopolitical risk to deal with. Okay. I mean, I could go on for 20 minutes of every risk that's inherent in this marketplace that feeds into this, meaning that it feeds into why you want to sell premium and not try to sit there and predict what you think the market's going to do. It's just crazy. okay, is absolutely crazy when people start thinking of like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. Okay. It's a daunting task. It's a scary task. I'm telling you, you need this in your life. Look, selling premium can potentially bring in consistent returns while minimizing your risk. Want to learn how to do this the right way? We're going to discuss criteria. Before I discuss criteria, here's a few live trading examples. One of the things, okay, one of the things that is critical. By the way, somebody said these strategies are not doable in small accounts. Absolutely. We actually can get you option approval over here. In fact, that's the next slide. Variations of all of the following trades can be done with as little as $2,000 in a funded brokerage account. And you can now do it in retirement accounts. We will guarantee you can do this with $2,000 in your account. We can actually help you open up the account too. So if your broker doesn't let you do it, you have the wrong broker. Okay. I spent 15 years in the brokerage world. So there's nothing that you're going to show me or tell me like, look, we actually worked out being able to do this in as little as $2,000. You have to have $5,000 in an IRA. That's not my rule. Okay. That's actually, it's not even brokerage firm rules. That's actually employment rules. It's interesting who actually really manages IRAs and so forth. But every single trade I'm about to show you, okay, can be done in a small account. Look, what I want to show you right now, what I want to show you, okay, are trade examples, except everything I'm about to show you. Like I'm going to show you stuff in Tesla, I'm going to show you stuff in bonds. Okay, these are trades that come specifically and directly, okay, from thinkorswim. If you take a look at the thinkorswim platform, see my trade history here? See this trade history? This is the opening transaction, closing transaction. Okay, it's opening transaction right here. And I'm just highlighting it so you can see it. Opening transaction, closing transaction, the spiders, the month I traded it, the strike I traded it, the exact price. So if you look back, okay, over my history, and I'll just make a quick point here, /ES. Okay, apologize here. Let's go 360 days. Okay, let's go back 360 days. That's everything I've done in the spiders, but let's go in here and see everything I've done in the ES. I trade a lot of ES in here. Over the last 360 days, somebody was asking me how many trades I do. I've done 71 fills for one of our portfolios. This is actually one of the portfolios. Okay, it's to close to close to close to open close close close. Okay, every transaction is detailed in here. I'm going to show you the exact transactions right here. Okay, I'm starting all the way back when we started the portfolio in 2021. Okay, why 2021? Because when we officially started the portfolio here at TheoTRADE. Okay, first and foremost, what you're seeing is the exact date and time that I traded, the return down below. So to kind of take you through this, and I'll take you through quickly, I promised 3 years would be painful. Tesla short call, 58% return. The exact opening price, closing price, okay, the strikes I traded, it's all in here. Again, these are just literally, I cut and pasted from thinkorswim and popped them right into the slide deck, okay? Every trade that you're seeing here was sent out via your mobile device, okay, real time. In fact, let's actually pull this up right now for the first time. Okay, we have our own mobile application. So I'm already in there and I can actually show you every trade that we've actually done. They're all archived in there. So under my messages, okay, every single trade that we've actually done is blasted out. Now we do this through our own mobile app and we actually do it through text messaging. So every trade that you're seeing was sent out, okay, and was sent out literally in real time. So Tesla, 58% return, bond, short put. Now, somebody says, I don't even know the bonds. Doesn't matter. Symbol ZB. After that, it's just a trade. Okay. Then take bond short put, 53%. IWM, short call, 62%. Okay. IWM, 53%. Tesla, 76%. SPY, 60%. Okay. And as I start scrolling through, and again, I'm going to scroll through a little faster to not, drive everybody completely insane. 62%, 53%, 50%. Okay. 64%, 53%, 57%. Okay. Every trade that you're seeing, and some are losers. Okay. Every single trade you're seeing was done live, execution, and it was a portion of this portfolio. Now, as I scroll through and you start to get a better feel for what we've done in here, bond short put and IWM and IWM, okay, as you start to scroll through, You're going to see me then switch products. When people are more familiar with the strategy, every one of these, okay, has been a live execution. You have the date, the time, the trade, everything in here, okay? You'll see me switch from SPY to ES. Why? The ES right here is exactly 5 times the size of the SPY. So if you're ever worried about like transaction costs and so forth, you don't have to be, because now you can actually trade a bigger product with less margin. Okay. The ES, this thing is phenomenal. But with the ES, okay, it's a bigger trade. It's a much, much bigger trade. You got to understand that. Okay. ES, 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 and you'll see ES. Now, as you start getting up the food chain, learn a little bit more. Okay. I can even amplify the strategy. This is the first time you're seeing this. This is what we call a Christmas tree spread. What a Christmas tree spread is done, it's put on for almost $21 credit, closed for $3 debit. It's an 85% return. Okay. This is thousands of dollars of premium brought in. And the cool thing is about the Christmas tree spread, it has its own hedge, meaning that when I say, what do you mean it has its own hedge? It has a built-in hedging mechanism. So in this trade, there's no need to buy, because somebody asked, like, what's it going to cost? What's the cost of the mitigation? This one has it built in. Christmas tree spread has it built in. Okay. QQQ. All right. And we're still in 2021. By the way, this one 19% return. Not everyone works out swimmingly. Crap sometimes is going to hit the fan. Okay. Most of these, though, right around that 50, 60% return. Here's another Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree spread was put on for a $22 credit, closed in 2 chunks, but for a 92% return. Okay. As I continue to kind of scroll through here, there's another Christmas tree spread. To give you an idea, this Christmas tree spread was put on for a $13.68 credit, 1 unit. Okay. It was $3,953 of profit in literally in 1 unit. Kind of continuing to kind of scroll through over here, displaying just return after return after return. Another Christmas tree spread, $1,000 per unit. Okay. And we're bridging our way. Obviously, we're all the way through now into 2022. Okay. And at this point, we've been through 18 months. That's 18 months of results. Everybody always asks what happens after 18 months. Well, after 18 months, okay, I finally got bored of like copying and pasting. Look, these are the actual trades. So what you're looking at right now, this is TheoTRADE. And this is the Ultima TheoTheta portfolio. And in this portfolio, these trades that are in here, just so you guys know, you can actually highlight the trade itself. You can actually highlight the trade itself, right click, copy it, and drop it directly into a trading application. It's kind of cool. But these are actually the trades. Okay. You know, and they're all open to open to open, and then to close, to close, to close, to close, to close, to close, to close. So all your opening and closing transactions are in here. Now, this is the TheoTheta, what we term large portfolio. We also have a TheoTheta, what we term small portfolio. Okay. So you can go into the small portfolio, go, what's the difference? The difference is, how big is your account? How big is your account? So here's actually a small portfolio. All right. We have one for each of them. Okay. Why? Because, you know, not everybody necessarily, everybody doesn't have a $50,000 account. You could have a $5,000 account, $10,000 account. That's completely dependent upon you. But again, as I said, there's a reason we call this Ultima Alert. These trades, okay, are not just sent to you. These are trades that we're executing on our side. We are absolutely executing every single trade over here. The biggest single differentiating factor that we changed at TheoTRADE, okay, is we started not only just trading live, okay, but we started managing our own portfolios live in front of you. Everything that I do is completely no holds barred. We show you every account, okay, that I'm trading. We show you every balance in there, okay, every hedging transaction. Look, every trade shown today was displayed live at TheoTRADE. Trade results we're showing are perfect for part-timers. Look, the stuff that I'm doing here, somebody was asking how many hours a day, okay? You know, how many hours a day? Not even close. It's totally set and forget. You put on order types that are good till canceled. You have sometimes 10 days to 2 weeks between trades. Selling premium is not sit there in front of the screen. Selling premium is, big opportunity in the market. What's a big opportunity? A huge rally or a huge sell-off, okay? a huge rally or a huge sell-off is an incredible environment. Somebody was like, what if we flash crash? Huge crash in the marketplace. That's all the way back in 2010. Huge crash in the marketplace. Gold, Jerry, it's gold. Because that's going to create a volatility environment. If you crash, you have risk mitigation in place. I'm telling you, even a fraction of your time is enough to see, okay, results. We are now providing real-time trade alerts. You're not going to have to be glued to your screen. Every single trade that we do can be executed off of any mobile device. Any trade that we do can be executed off a mobile device. And, okay, we get you an account and get you to trade any of these strategies in the account. You do not have to worry about that. Okay. You don't have to worry about like, oh, the broker's not going to let me do this. Okay. We got you. $2,000 account. You can do it. Look, what better time? Maybe you don't have a huge amount of time to learn a new skill set. Follow real-time alerts. A lot of people look at this for the first time. They go, I don't know if that's for me. Follow the real-time alerts. That's what they're there for. You know, as I said a moment ago, one of the biggest differentiating factors. Why did we change this? You know, here at TheoTRADE, we started with pure education. Then we said, we're trading. Might as well just let people follow the trades. And then it became, we're trading, letting people follow the trades to, wait a second, we need a $50,000 portfolio. We need a smaller portfolio for people with $2,000 to $5,000 accounts. They're like, no problem. Okay. Look, selling premium can be a wonderful hedge if this is going to be recessionary times. That's a big question this year, right? As I said, there's so much volatility facing us. Markets could be in bouts of volatility for years, right? It's always tough to tell that to people because they're like, markets are at all-time highs. Look at China, okay? Their market is down, down, and down again. And it's scary because the US markets are not even impeded at all. There's a full-blown crash going on right now in Chinese markets, okay? Nobody's even concerned here. That's okay, we're completely autonomous. Look, you can be in bouts of volatility like we are right now for years. This comes from Mike. If you're serious about trading, TheoTRADE is by far the best resource out there. If you cannot make dollars, you're not paying attention. They even have a hands-off approach to trading as well if you don't really want to learn to trade on your own. And I throw that up there because I already get kicked back. They're like, okay. By the way, somebody said, do we also teach how to do this? Oh, yeah, that's what we do all day. In fact, here, okay, as I said a moment ago, this is TheoTRADE. You know what this is? This is a live chat room. Okay. We're in there 6.5 hours a day. You got questions? We're in there 6.5 hours a day. Okay. These are actually other instructors that are even calling out trades in here. Okay. And it goes on and on. All the education is provided to you. This is not just an alert service. Look, some of the characteristics of selling Ultima Premium. Attributes are undeniable. You never have to buy or sell the stock. Risk is limited to precisely your comfort level. You're never going to use a stop order. We don't use stop orders. They don't work in big market moves. Okay. You can vary time frames, minimize risk. Probability of profitability is high. You know, when people think about bad things are going to happen, okay, bad things are going to happen. But you want to know something? The truth of it, when I talk about probability, 95+% of the time, you're going to do absolutely nothing. You're selling stuff that has 95% probability, you're going to do nothing. And when bad things happen, what do you have? What do you have for the bad rainy day? Okay. You have a hedge. It's the perfect strategy to enhance your stock portfolio. You got a VIX volatility spread, you got a hedge, and new products allow for the sale, okay, of options in nearly any account size. This is the tool that you need to be able to build an account. Look, building a portfolio of options. As I was saying earlier, there's some people that are brand new here to options. Look, do not allow the options portion of this to intimidate you. Just don't do it. Like, let the alerts do the work for you. We have a class. In fact, I'm actually going to show you right now. Okay. If you've never been involved in this business before, we have a start here menu. Want to see the start here? 101, options 201, options 301. It's there for you. After that, you can actually learn the exact strategy. Selling premium can be initially done for minimal credits and minimal risk. Okay. As I said, you can sell Ultima Premium, minimize risk. If you know nothing about options, first of all, as I said again and again, you don't need to let that portion intimidate you. Options are going to be the quickest, the fastest, the safest, the easiest way to get, to where you want to be in the stock market. okay? But you need to understand that these strategies, this is your foreseeable market future. Okay, we can show you how and when to sell premium. It's going to take us a couple of hours. More importantly, though, we now produce real-time trade alerts. Look, this is the stuff you need to sell premium for a living. Okay, what underlying stocks or indices make the best Ultima premium candidates? Think about that. What stocks do you need in here? Well, should I really do this on stuff like Tesla? Volatility is out of control right now. Can't do it. Okay. You can't actually trade in heavy, heavy volatility. You have to have kind of a sweet spot. Too much volatility, you're dead. Too little volatility. What's too little volatility? Something like Walmart, you're dead. There's a sweet spot. Okay. And that's actually will give you the exact volatility to seek out. I do not mind telling you. Okay. One of the products that I trade a lot. You can see a position in the ES, you can see positions in Apple. Okay. Fair enough. All right. What expiration do I select? If you haven't looked at an option chain in a while, okay, if you haven't looked at an option chain in a while, let's cruise back over here. This is the SPY. I'll cruise right back to the spiders. Look how many options there are. There's 1 day, 2 day, 7 day. Okay, there's 115 day and 98 day and 129 day and 87 day and 150 day. It's crazy how many expirations we have to dial that in for you. Okay, we will dial in exactly the expiration to use at any given point in time. We do give you a window of opportunity. We'll give you what should be the delta of the option I sell. You know what that is? That's probability. Okay. Delta is in fact probability. So we're going to give you the probability of the option to sell. We're going to give you what options should I buy against my position. That's the hedge. Okay. That's like the VIX volatility spread. That's the risk reduction. How do I build the position? One of the things nobody asked me is how much hedge do I need for how much am I going to sell? Got to figure that out. It's a ratio. Okay. How much hedge do I need for how much am I going to sell? Okay. Do I need a large amount of capital in my account to do this? No, you do not. And as I said again, because I've gotten this question like 4 or 5 times. Okay. And the answer is, right, you only need $2,000 in your account to do this. Okay. Guaranteed you can open up an account and do this with $2,000. In fact, I'll reiterate again. Right here, this one is $6,000 account, but that's a $6,000 account. But I have 3 contracts that I'm trading. And that's just calls. I could also sell 3 contracts of puts, and I'm still only using $2,700. You can see my capital requirement. It's right there. It's $2,701.95. Okay. And if I additionally sold puts, it would actually reduce the buying power in here. I have a $6,000 account. You can do a lot of damage. You can do pretty decent sized positions. What is the right amount of risk for me? We can dial that in. Okay. What are the percentage of returns supposed to be? You've seen 50%, 50%, 50%. I don't mind saying it's north of 50%. Okay. How do I protect myself from market crashes? Hedges. Let me show you exactly what we do here at TheoTRADE. TheoTRADE creates recipes in trading. Recipes, detailed recipes. Okay, including every nuance of how to get in and out of these strategies. I mean, it's like baking a cake. You wouldn't bake a cake without a recipe. You shouldn't trade without one. We will give you that recipe. I don't want you to think that the recipe is like secret squirrel stuff that we keep. Okay, here at TheoTRADE, we provide you that recipe. And now, real-time alerts based, okay, on that recipe. Real-time alerts when opportunities arise. Trading, you're going to find out it's all about answering the what ifs. What might be a good stock or ETF candidate for you to sell premium? What's the correct options expiration cycle? How much capital do I commit? What strike options do I sell? What strike options do I buy? How can I limit my risk? TheoTRADE has your answers and trade alerts. We build recipes with definitive criteria. They're checklists for each strategy and each unique variable that you are going to encounter. Okay. And now we're taking TheoTRADE a step beyond. Welcome to Ultima Alerts. Look, the checklist. It's like if you hopped in, this is a terrible example, but if you hopped into the cockpit, okay, of a Boeing 737, you hop in the cockpit of a Boeing 737, nobody just goes, sit down, let's go, and throttles up. These pilots go through highly detailed checklists. Okay. There's no difference when we trade, but we're taking those highly detailed checklists, okay, and we're translating it into text messages that are coming out. Okay. That text message comes out, fire the trade. Okay. How long do you have to trade after? It could be a few hours. It could be a few days. Okay. You're not going to have to, again, there's no secret squirrel stuff over here. Okay. The proof is in the checklist. You're going to see the checklist. I'm giving you the checklist. And again, then we're just trading off of our own checklist and sending you the trades, right? We'll give you the answer to the questions, the right probability of the trade, how many option contracts, when do I close my premium sell? What if we sell off big? What if we sell off big? Do I bail out of the trade? What if we rally massively? Can I fix a losing position? It comes down to like how, when, why, at what price. And I'm telling you, it's just the beginning of the variables that you're going to face. Like people have to realize, you can read what selling premium is, right? Many people have done this. You can Google, like Google selling premium. Okay. You Google selling premium, 10,000 pages show up, okay, of selling premium. Some of you have already done this before. What you were here for is not about the premium selling. I can tell you right now, sell options 3 months out. What you're here for, okay, is TheoTRADE alerts, TheoTRADE criteria, 25 plus years trading experience. Okay, access to client order flow for 15 years. There's no one else out in this business, okay, that has an instructor crew like we have here at TheoTRADE. Everybody here has a minimum of 15 years of experience. Some of us were in the brokerage world, the hedge fund world, the market making world prior, okay, to TheoTRADE. We have viewed and studied millions of trading accounts, okay? I specifically ran education for 15 years. At both thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, we had the largest options order flow in the industry, bar none. Okay. When I was at TD Ameritrade, the next competitor, we had triple their order flow. We know what works. Okay. Ultima trade alerts is your recipe for success. The following strategy and corresponding criteria requires the utmost attention to detail. We literally spent years fine-tuning the setup and criteria, and now we present to you real-time alerts and the convenience of your mobile device. Okay, it's the Ultima income generator alerts. There are two primary portfolios. We have a TheoTheta small portfolio and what we call the TheoTheta large portfolio. The minimum account size is $5,000. Let me actually clarify in here. You can absolutely, okay, follow these alerts with as little as $2,000 in the account. Okay, I do suggest if you want to do every trade that's in there that you have 5,000. Now, let's say you have a $10,000 account. Which one of these do you follow? You follow this one and just do 2 times the size. Okay, if you have a $15,000 account, you do this one, okay, times 3, and we'll walk you through that. If, okay, you're trading $50,000 plus, we have the TheoTheta large. Okay, the TheoTheta large, what do we do in the TheoTheta large? Okay, the trades are almost identical, but one is specifically for smaller accounts and one is for larger accounts. I happen to be, okay, the trader for this. So I'm the portfolio manager. I execute the trades. If you will, and I'm going to take you through this, this is 3 months, okay, of trade alerts, but time out. It's everything that we do here at TheoTRADE. Everything we do here at TheoTRADE, okay, is packed into this. When I say everything we do here at TheoTRADE, just a brief overview. We have a live trading room, okay? We have multiple portfolios available to you. It's different portfolios, okay? We have every class archive you could imagine. These are class archives. I'm going to come in here, just open it up in a new tab. When I say class archives, you're like, what does that include? There's option classes and option newbie classes and technical analysis and futures, okay? You get access to all of this, okay? And I'll give you an example, all right? There's a class I did, catapult trading. There's inflection point spread. Let me click on inflection point. There's Ultima. This is Ultima right here. But if I click on one of these classes, what a class actually looks like, okay? This is the class, all right? So you get to see the class, all the details of it. You can download the slide deck, which includes the checklist. You have access to all of this. You even have access to the Q&A after the class, okay? It's all part of TheoTRADE. Follow me right now. This is for 3 months. It's theotrade.com/SKU. S is in Sam, K is in kick, E is in echo, W. It's theotrade.com/SKU. So follow me over to that page really quick, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Okay. So it's the Ultima income, okay, generator alert service. Okay. One of the first things I'm going to tell you, if you have any follow-up questions whatsoever, And again, TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Let me actually pull it up because somebody just asked. TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Okay. Go to this page right now. If you have any follow-up questions, obviously you can ask questions while live in the webinar chat. You should actually call our team right now. Okay. You can call the team. It's 623-244-5657. So it's again 623-244-5657. There's just some people that are just much more comfortable doing stuff, okay, with a person live. I totally get it. Give them a call, okay? You can also, again, communicate with us directly through the webinar chat. Now, if you click on here, add to cart, before I even do this, okay, click on add to cart. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee. I'll take you through it here momentarily, okay? If there's anything that is not for you, okay, this is, you're literally enrolling for 3 months. If you don't like anything in the next 90 days, okay, and again, there's absolutely no stipulations, get your money back at any time, okay? Single payment is $397. That's it. Come right over here. Make sure when you're actually putting in your billing information, put your phone number right there, okay? Why? The phone number automatically enrolls you, okay? It automatically enrolls you for text alerts. Not only do we do push notification, and again, we do push notification through a TheoTRADE mobile app. Apologize if that's cutting out. TheoTRADE mobile app, okay? You do not pay extra for that. It is part, okay, of obviously TheoTRADE. In addition to the TheoTRADE mobile app, we also do text messages. So we either do push notifications, okay, text messages, or you can receive both. That is up to you. So you can go right now. Again, TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions in here as we're going along. Now, this is for 3 months. There is one huge addition to this, which I'm going to add to it in just a moment here. Okay, it's the Ultima Income Generator Alerts. Again, I'm the live trading instructor. It's the Ultima Premium Selling Portfolio. The portfolio that you're seeing is complete no holds barred trading approach. You can see everything we're doing. Full disclosure on all trades, opening trades, closing trades, hedging positions. You get to see me trade. It's like never before. Like we've just never done anything where we showed everybody. Okay. We've been running these portfolios now though since 2021. Okay. There are 3 years of returns right there, okay, in front of you directly on the TheoTRADE site. Introducing also TheoTheta Small. This is for accounts, okay? You can do it with a $2,000 account. I always suggest you have about $5,000 in there. But you can do it. Now, here's one huge addition. We just put this together, okay? This is a beginner's guide to Ultima Trades Mastermind, okay? To get you ramped up, because one of the number one questions we get, okay? One of the number one questions that we get here is, I just jump in today and just start trading? Yes. The more effective you are, okay, the more effective we are. We put together a mastermind for you. It's a 6-week mastermind. It basically walks you through every nuance of Ultima and answers any of your questions, okay? These sessions are held after the market closes, right? It's Monday, January 29th, which is literally, there's a reason we're hosting this today. It's coming up Monday, this Monday, okay? You got to hop in there this Monday. It doesn't matter what you think, oh, I don't have funding for the account. Doesn't matter. You need to go through these 6 weeks, okay? Now, Brandon will trade with you during the 6 weeks, but this is literally holding your hand, okay, for 6 weeks as you actually begin the program. We're doing this because we see our client success rate soaring since we actually started the mastermind. The mastermind, we used to offer this. I just want to show you guys something. We used to offer just his mastermind, okay, for $1,000. We're giving it to you today. And I'm telling you right now, we're giving you the mastermind. Why? Because success rate of the clientele is phenomenal following this mastermind. So you are invited to a 6-week, okay, session. It's about an hour to 90 minutes each session where Brandon just, he literally, Q&A. You're going to have the opportunity to ask questions. You're going to have the opportunity to actually see him trade, okay, and actually monitor trades. So we'll talk about trades. It's after the market closes. You can actually catch this in the archive and email him. You'll have email access directly to all of us. Skill building, okay, building your skills and confidence, getting you into a proficient trader. And obviously, you're going to have a supportive community. Okay. Not only do we have a live chat room all day, okay, and we have thousands of people in and out of the chat room. There's just shy right now of about 6,000 people on TheoTRADE. Okay. About 6,000 people in there. In fact, people always ask, like, how do I know any of this stuff works? Okay. All you have to do is go right in here. I'm going to show you something. Okay. To the, let me actually pull up a different account here. Okay. You see these little dots? Okay. Those dots are where we have positions. Let me actually show you about those little dots in here. Okay. Like 37 days out, here's a position. Look at the contract size. Wherever I have a position, that one means I have a position. Look at the contract size. Look around. Okay. Nothing has as big of contract size as you're seeing right there. The reason I'm showing you this is because people always look at it and they say, who's doing this crap? Okay. This is just the small portfolio. Remember, there's a small portfolio and a big portfolio. The small portfolio, is it followed? Look, okay, that's 1.5. Now, that's just one trade. Okay, that's one trade. Let's go out here. Okay, 87 days out. What do I have on 87 days out? There we go. This is a premium sale. Okay, that's a premium sale. By the way, in another account, yeah, I'm in here, I'm in here, I'm in here. This is all of us. Okay, when I say all of us, that's a trade I have on right now. There's 3,500 others in there. Okay, here's a trade I have on right now. Okay, there's over 1,000, contracts on in here. Go 115 days out. There's 1,600 contracts. Just goes on and on. You want to see size? It's we trade. You got to learn how to do this though. Okay, and he's going to make it so much easier. Again, the only way that we survive here at TheoTRADE is your success. Okay, we're going to give you the mastermind with this. Okay, it's $1,000 value in here. We're just throwing it in there because longevity is what we want. You got to succeed in trading. The weekly mastermind kicks off January 29th, okay, at 4:30 Eastern time. It is recorded. It ends March 4th, 2024. TheoTRADE is a riskless trade. Okay, everything we've discussed today, it's a full money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied at any point, okay, just email us. You don't have to call us. You don't have to do the little dance and everything and give blood to be able to get out. Okay, there's nothing like that. Look, okay, it's a 90-day money back guarantee. There's absolutely no stipulations, no excuses, no questions, no commentary. Just email us, ask for your money back. Okay, it's really, really critical. Okay, on that respect. The Ultima alert, again, everything we do can actually now be traded off of any mobile device. If you're not like a phone person, iPad, Android devices, we have apps for all of it. Okay, not a problem at all. The Ultima TheoTheta portfolio, as I was showing you in the site a moment ago, these portfolios, okay, you can see everything, all opening and closing trades, like to open, to open, to open, to close, to close, to close. I do not want to like you guys to think that there's just trade after trade after trade. You don't have to trade, okay, constantly. You don't have to sit there. You put on a trade, they're making like 50%. At that point, it's just about utilizing your capital, okay, most efficiently, and that's what's so important. Again, there was a question that came up on the page over here. So you cruise over again. It's theotrade.com/SKU. Okay, theotrade.com/SKU. Simply click add to cart. After you click add to cart, come down here, fill all the information out, make sure to put your phone number for text alerts. Okay, select payment info, you're ready to roll. And again, it has 90-day money back guarantee on there. 3-year Ultima portfolio returns on a $50,000 account. It's 37.6% annualized return of the last 3 years. On a $50,000 account, okay, would be turned into $130,000 in 3 years. The reason I say that, look, that is actually compounded. Non-compounded, be a little bit less than that. So if you just took $50,000 and actually compounded an account at 37.6%, okay, that's since inception. You can see every single trade, okay, on the TheoTRADE site. Next on here, Okay, we do a weekly video update. What does weekly video update basically imply? In 12 minutes, everything I do or I'm thinking about doing throughout the cost, okay, sorry about that. I'm going to throw the cost in there after 3 months, but everything I'm going to do, the cost of the trades, the cost of the hedges, okay, what I'm thinking about doing, everything is covered inside of a 12-minute video. It's recorded every Friday morning and put out. Okay. If you miss something, if you're like, why did he do that trade? Why is he not doing this with his hedge? Every nuance of the portfolio. And what's cool is I go TheoTheta large, TheoTheta small, and I kind of go back and forth in here. Okay. You'll understand the lingo within like a week. It'll be no problem. Okay. Whatsoever in there. Anyway, you want to see what the text messages look like? This is what they look like. Okay. So this is a closing. So this is buying a 4,900 call. Okay. And this is, again, exactly what a text message looks like. If you can see this, buy 4,900 call. Okay. The 15 Ds AM. This is one that just came out a couple of weeks ago for 50% profit. Good. Done. Okay. This is another one. This is as complicated as it's going to get. You know what this trade is? Okay. I'm selling a call and I'm selling a put at the same time for one price. Okay. Only if you have existing hedge from the previous Ultima trade, meaning that, okay, I already had the hedge in place. I was able to sell more premium against the exact same hedge. Okay. Here's another one. Okay. This is a hedging trade. So this is a hedge. I didn't even show you. This is the inflection point hedge. Okay. Where I'm actually buying a hedge and the hedge is going to last me quite ample time. All right. Last one over here. Okay. What am I doing in this particular? This is a roll. This is actually moving me from one expiration to another. Okay. For a big credit, big credit. So there's times where I can take a trade and say, you know what? I can add to this. It's a rolling order on an existing trade, right? I can actually add to a trade. Look, the education is second to none. Okay. And if you're a novice when it comes to markets and trading, the training material is superb, professional, organized, and written in plain English. The professionals at TheoTRADE, okay, have all the content you could ever, okay, whatever level you're at, take your trading, investing, and skill to. Been a member for 3 years, and I'm still growing, learning, and really enjoying the experience. Okay. This is actually a gentleman from Australia. I live in Western Australia, current TheoTRADE member. Okay, currently have a Tasty Trade account, grown trading account by from $18,000 to over $31,000 in 12 months using the MES. And again, I put this one in here because I wanted you to see traders, they trade the MES. Okay, now starting to advance into the ES. Why? What he's doing is he's transitioning. This gentleman was transitioning from the small portfolio into the large portfolio. All right. Traded options and futures for several years now. Okay. Grow a small account with micros. It's a great review. I still trade my portfolio margin account on TOS, but I've started trading and tasting, learning their system. Okay. I learned more about Tasty today through your review than I've been able to piece together from just trading the platform. Good stuff. For your information, I trade my daughter's future account for her. ES micros only. Doubled the value in 2 years, even through 2022. 2022 obviously was a big down year. The inflection spread really saved the day twice. Okay. I want to thank you for all the different staff and views and trading. This year I did more of what works and less of what didn't. Thanks to your selling premium and inflection point hedges, I took $12,000 to over $32,000 in 18 months. I've been doing your method. Thanks again so much and look forward to new trading ideas in the coming year. Last one over here. Okay. I've been a TheoTRADE member and student of several mentorships. They offer for about 2.5 years. And that mentorship, people, that's what we're giving you. We're giving you Brandon's mentorship. Okay. Quite satisfied and actually enthusiastic about the program. Okay. I've seen some reviews and not clear of the objective of those reviewers was to find something wrong and whine about the cost. Too bad for those reviewers. Okay. They're obviously missing the point. TheoTRADE program is very inexpensive for what it provides, and the results pay for the costs involved many times over. Look, get to TheoTRADE now. We're going to work with you directly. Okay. We are providing 30 spots today on the TheoTRADE riskless deal. That is simply, okay, the money back guarantee, the first 30 people to enroll today. Again, the first 30 people to enroll today are afforded again, a full 90-day money back guarantee. And we do that obviously to incentivize you to enroll right now. We also are providing you unlimited, again, unlimited email mentoring, which implies you can email us and you can email us specific trade related questions. Like that's not something we shy away from. We come from the brokerage world. We know how to answer those questions. Okay. If you have a trade related question, hit us with it. Look, there's just nowhere else you can go to ask questions these days. You can't call Charles Schwab and say, am I doing this right? You can't call anybody anymore. It's terrible. It's terrible. You've actually got somebody you can bounce ideas from. Okay. You can email us. You could actually hop into our live chat room, ask questions any time you want. It's right here. Okay. So literally, this is Corey Rosenblum, one of our instructors, okay, answering questions for a client right now. So please, by all means, understand you've got somebody that can support you. $397 riskless offer has never been available before with Ultima income generator alerts, and we're giving you a full mastermind. We're giving you 6 weeks of Brandon Chapman. There's still no stipulations, money back guarantee. Get ready for text messages because they're going to be coming out. The text messages come from a 602 number in the United States. That's actually an Arizona number. In Canada, we also have text messaging available in Canada. They come from a 647 number. Again, follow me to TheoTRADE.com/SKU. For those of you following me to TheoTRADE.com, just click add to cart and roll now for it. I'm scrolling to the bottom of the screen. I'm just going to make a quick point. This is where the auto expected move indicator is found. Now, I'm going to answer a couple of questions for you guys. Here from Judd. I've been a subscriber for about 4 years. Okay. This is the only organization that has actually taught me how to consistently make money in the markets. Okay. A couple of your questions answered. And again, I am going to try to, I'm reading off some of the questions here as we're live. I'm going to try to actually answer some of the questions that are coming up in the room as well. So here we go. One of the things that people constantly ask me is, what do I need to get started? Okay. I always laugh about this because I never change this, but you need a laptop and internet connection. And I laugh about it because you don't need a laptop anymore. It's not even like the mobile devices have gotten that good. The trading applications on the mobile devices have gotten that good. It's crazy cool how much you can do off of any one of these trading applications. Okay. Somebody said, do I use limit orders or market orders? I've never used a market order in my life. Okay. And I'm dead serious about that. Okay. I come from the market making background. I have never used a market order in my life. To be fair with that, I helped build the order routing system of thinkorswim. Okay. I spent 7 years working in building the order routing system, meaning that, okay, I know every variable in here, forwards and backs, how to write code in here. Okay. I've never used anything in my own trading but a limit order ever. Okay. You just do not. Okay. You do not need to do that. Okay. By the way, I'm going to read off a couple of names right now. And the names that I'm reading off, these are names I'm letting you guys know we see you. Okay. It takes about 7 minutes before I can actually see your enrollment come through. And I've actually got it on my mobile device and my screen over here. I'm just confirming that we see your enrollment. Okay. You get emails, passwords, everything coming to you in the next few minutes. But Akart D from Washington, Kyle O from California, Mark D from Illinois, Scott N from Indiana. Okay. I'm gonna butcher this one. Okay. Lakshmana R from Texas. I hope I did not butcher that. Okay. It's going to be a good nickname over there. Lack. I'm just gonna, yeah. Well, by the way, I come from obviously, like trading floor world where everybody has an acronym. Okay. I'm DAC. So it's a DAK. So that's not my initials. I used my dad's middle initial. So I'm DAC. Okay. I'm DAC. You're Lack and I'm DAC. I like it. That's why I like that one. It's Don Kaufman, but my dad's middle name is Alan. So I just picked up the DAK. I'm DAC. And then, of course, I named one of my kids Zach. So if he ever goes to like a trading floor, we got his nickname out there. It's pretty easy. Anyway, onward from there. So those are names that I just read off. Okay, you've enrolled. Thank you. We see you in there. And by the way, you guys can hop into Theo right now. I mean, it's 2 hours left in the trading day over there, but if you hop in like the last hour, it's Corey Rosenblum. He's awesome. He's very, very mellow guy. You'll love him. Anyway, onward from there. We have everything you need to be able to get started. When I say that, I mean not being facetious. If there's something you need, okay, it's we're providing it, and if we don't, we want to know about it. Okay. Number two, this is not a membership. We do not auto renew or auto bill, meaning that at the end of 3 months, you're like, what happens? At the end of 3 months, if you would like to enroll again, and somebody asked this question, if you want to enroll again after your initial 3 months is up, your next 3 months, okay, will actually be 297. Okay. You're like, oh, that's good. That is really good. Okay. And we'll lock you in that rate. Number three, we're now providing TheoTHEO weekly update video. Okay. The video is the 12-minute video that I was talking about. In 12 minutes, we'll update you on everything, okay, that you need to see or know throughout the course of that particular week. And I record a video update every single Friday. When the market's closed on Friday, we'll put it out on Thursday. Like, we get it. All right. Number four, we give you access to TheoTRADE mobile. You get push notifications through your mobile device. You can actually also watch. This is really cool. We have all the archives. Every class that we do here on TheoTRADE, every class is archived on your mobile device. So, and you can even download it on your mobile device. And while you're in an aircraft, you could watch it. It works just like Netflix too. So you can kind of download it. And as long as you're connected to TheoTRADE, you have access to those, right? All the archives, there's like 10,000 plus hours of archives in there if you wanted to listen to them. Number five, add your cell phone number when enrolling to receive alerts. When I say add your cell phone number, I've referenced this a couple of times, but that's put your phone number in over here under the billing information. Okay. People are always like adverse to it, but it automatically enrolls you for text messages. Yeah, if you forgot to do it, we can go back in there and physically input it. Okay. But make sure to put that in there. You can email us anytime. You can email us anytime, receive a response within 24 hours, including trade-related questions. So I mentioned this a little bit, but I put even more stress into it. By the way, we always say 24 hours. Most of our emails are responded to within minutes, okay? But to be fair, if it's a Friday afternoon, there's 10 minutes to go to the close. Look, we're traders, okay? We're traders. Give us 24 hours. Always get ahead. If you have a problem in this business, get ahead of it. Like if you think you're going to have a problem, you're not sure, get ahead of it. Shoot us an email. We'll get back to you. Okay. Number seven, variations of the trades are available inside of an IRA. I trade. Okay. One of my accounts here in Tasty, this account in Tasty here, this entire account is an IRA. It is an IRA. It ties up a little bit more margin, but I can do anything inside of an IRA, right? We at TheoTRADE, okay, can not only help you, we'll get you approved for options trading at several major firms. Somebody already said this. They said, I can't do that. My broker only gave me level 2 clearance. What if we actually had no clearance levels? There are no clearance levels. Okay. By the way, that whole option level 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's all but made by the brokerage firms. No one at the SEC, no one at FINRA says you have to do that. It's a joke. All that is the brokerage firms. And the brokerage firms will tell you it's the SEC and FINRA. Allow me to tell you, I've carried every license out there. I've carried my Series 3, which is for futures, my Series 4, which is your options principal. I've carried my Series 7, which of course is just your standard brokerage license. I've had my Series 24, which is your principal broker dealer. I had 768 people fall under my Series 24. And then, okay, I had my Series 66, which is a 63 combined with a 65, and managed $400 million in a registered investment advisory firm. So that's, again, I've held every license out there. Okay, there really isn't any of that. A couple more names. Philip L. from New Jersey, Janine R. from New York. Janine, I knew you had to be a New Yorker. Had to be a New Yorker. I think you said that though initially in there. Anyway, look, there are 30 riskless spots, of which we've already filled, okay, about half of them. Look, get results, take action, enroll for TheoTRADE now. There's absolutely no risk to you. I'll reiterate one more time. There's any more questions, okay, whatsoever, scroll to the top of here. The number is right there. And again, I'm going to leave this page up here. It's TheoTRADE.com, TheoTRADE.com/SKU. The number is 623-244-5657. If we're not getting your questions answered in the webinar chat, or you're just more comfortable talking to somebody, call 623-244-5657. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. I'm going to be here for a few minutes answering some questions in the webinar chat. Thanks, everybody, and see you live inside of TheoTRADE. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.